Is that okay? And like always, you can unmute if you wish to. So it's nice. Maybe all chant together. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna
Navya, where is your mala?
Hare
Bring your mala.
Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Akshay, please move your lips.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadai Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Chananda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you for your kind association. I see a few more souls have joined. Ishan, Nita, Rama, Krishna. Thank you. How is everyone doing? Happy, healthy? Anyone wants to share something from your last 1 or 2 weeks? Anything new? Anything you want to? Okay, Karina, you have your hand up or you're okay? Tell.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and then Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. These last few days, I was in Alachua, and I got to meet Rananath Swami for the first time, Prabhuji. And I also got my prasad straight from his hands. So, yeah, Hare Krishna.
Wow, I'm so happy to hear that. Association of great souls, pure Vaishnavas, is really nectar for our heart and soul. Thank you. Anyone else wants to share something? Okay. So I have been traveling extensively. First New Vrindavan, then Farmington, and prior to that Dallas, and then Alachua, then Tampa now, and then going to Deland, and then I'm going to Boston next week on Sunday. So a little bit crazy. I had to sometimes, sometimes when I awake, I kind of say, okay, where am I? Okay, today I'm in Tampa. Okay. It takes a few moments to kind of realize which city I'm in. It's not healthy because it takes a toll on the body, and so the classes have been a little bit on and off. Today evening also we have a program, so I won't be able to kind of. Adhar, can you avoid all this, please? And then today evening we have a program, so I will not be available in the evening. So I thought, let me get all of your association this morning. So, shall we begin? Yeah. And those who can turn on their cameras, please turn on so I can see you and have a better engaging conversation. Okay. So we have been focusing on this wonderful prayer called Brahma Samhita. Some of you have already started memorizing verses from Brahma Samhita, and I heard some of your recordings as well, so thank you. And we all have this goal, right? In the summer vacation, right? What's the goal? Who knows? Anyone knows? What's the goal? Which we kind of, yes, Navya?
To learn like 29 shlokas of the Brahma Samhita that are chosen.
Yes, and what are those? Which numbers are those?
Verse 1 and 29 through
56. Very good. Right? So all of you are trying. Show with your fingers how many you have learned. 3, 1. Okay. 4, 2, 3. Nice. Please try, huh? Please try. It's important. It's a beautiful prayer. Prabhupada encouraged a lot. And if we practice, everything is doable. As I said last time, all of you are young, sharp, smart, brilliant, have great intelligence. So you all can easily do it. Take one verse a day or two, just repeat it 10 times before eating, after eating, in the bathroom, while bathing. Who is stopping us, right? You're going in the car somewhere, you're going to get grocery, or you are, so many things we do. All of you touch phones. How many of you touch phones a day? Every day you touch phones. How many times you touch phone? A phone means iPad, laptop, same thing. If you don't touch phone, you touch those things. How many times you touch? Type in the chat box. How many times you touch phones a day? Try to put some count, some guesstimate. Too many to count. Is it 10, 20, 30, right? 40, 50? Must be some guesstimate. I understand. It's not infinite, right? So see if we can touch the phone, whatever, if I say average is 10 or 20, right? Then we can also practice the verse that many times. Fair? Is that fair? How many seconds it takes to repeat one verse? 10 seconds, right? 10 to 15 seconds at max. Even if you go slow, it won't take more than 15 seconds, correct? Everyone give a thumbs up if you agree with me. All of you agree. So it's fair, right? Even if you touch phone, let's say 20 times a day in average. So 20 times 10 seconds, it's only 200 seconds. Even if you do 15 seconds, it's 300 seconds. How many minutes is that? 5 minutes. 5 minutes, not hard, right? In 24 hours? Is it difficult? So it's all about conditioning our mind or training our mind. The mind wants to naturally go towards the phone or the gadgets. The mind naturally does not want to go to the verse, right? The mind wants to go to the phone, but the mind does not want to go to the verse. But we have to use our intelligence. Which was more beneficial for me? How many times we touched the phone and we realized, well, nothing was really beneficial. Has it happened to anyone? Right? Sometimes I understand you may have to talk to your mother or father. It was important, it was required, or you may have to check something school related, or some. I'm not saying to not use those, but there are many times we use it. It is not productive. Has anyone experienced that? Right? So the mind wants to naturally go there. So what we have to do as spiritual is to train our mind to go where we want it to go. That's basically mind control. Is it not? What is mind control? To not let the mind go the mind where the mind wants to go, but to let the mind go where the intelligence is going to channelize it to go. Right? Makes sense? And how will that happen? When we restrain from the mind will say, oh, do this. We have to analyze. Oh, is it really worthy? Is it good? If not, then at least you can say, I will do one productive thing before doing a non-productive thing. Right? We can train this way. So what will happen? Some of our time is used in a productive thing. And in this way, the times we are using the phone or anything, our time, our phone, our energy for non-productive things will, because the total time is going to stay the same. The time you have intelligently chosen to divert some of the time from non-productive to productive thing. Does that make sense? Doable? Please try it. And then it will strengthen our intelligence more. It will sharpen our intelligence to take control of the mind. Of course, through Krishna consciousness. How many of you like math puzzles? Shall we start with the math puzzle? It's like a Bionto likes, Rama likes, who else like? Ethereal likes. Who else like? Navya, you like? Okay, nonetheless, it's important. It's not even a math puzzle. I would say it's a basic it's a basic puzzle. Let's see. You have to respond in the chat box, okay? Once you have a response, you respond in the chat box. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Let me know. Let me see this. Hare Krishna. Okay, so here is this math problem. Not hard. Let's see if you can respond to this correctly and quickly. Yeah, respond in the chat box. Either reply to me. How many of you are doing still? Come on, fast. Is it too hard? Too hard or too easy?
Wait, Prabhuji, does this equation have order of operations?
I don't think it does. I don't think it does.
That order is default. That
Or like-
order is, if the order, they're talking about the board mass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's default. That's
I-
will always, anytime you see something, it will apply. Yes.
At the last one, is there 2 peaches or it's just 1?
Use your best intelligence.
I already got my answer.
Okay, shall I stop sharing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Did
Hey,
everyone? I
I
saw only
hope I got the
few.
answer.
I have answered
Please,
order of operation and without order of
okay, just quickly answer. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Everyone, please put one
Oh my
response.
God! What did I just do? Ah! Don't even. Never mind. I should have done order of operation. Why?
Are you guys done?
20 seconds.
Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hurry ball. Okay.
I got the answer. It's not.
Okay, what's your answer, Bionto? What's your answer?
The answer was 24 plus 9, which is 24 plus 9 equals 33.
33. Who else has 33 or 34? Anyone has 33, 34? Okay. Who has 48? Anyone has 48? 88? Who all have 88? Hey, you responded. I see so many 88s there. Who have, okay. Who has 50? 48, 64. Come on. 64.
I messed up on my first answer. I said the second answer, hopefully, right.
Okay, who have 60? Okay, then you're not raising your hand. Type in your final answer quickly again. Your final answer quickly again. Now everyone is writing the right answer. 58 is the correct answer, right? Good job.
58.
Okay, who is going to explain? Who's going to explain this? quickly?
I could try and explain, even though I got the wrong.
Well, you didn't get it, so we don't want you to explain wrong. Who is in a position to explain?
I can explain Toji.
Okay, go ahead, Lakshay.
So I just took, since it's 3 peaches, I divided 18 by 3 and it was 6. So and then I subtracted 6, like I did 22 minus 6, which is 14. No, not 14, 16. And then so for 16, like square root would be like 4. So one pear is 4 and one peach is 6. And then I subtracted 4 from 44, which was 40. And then so since the pear is 4, the apple had to be 10. And then I did 2 peaches would be 12. So 12 times 4 would be 48, plus 10 is 58.
Excellent.
That was 2 peaches?
2 peaches. Okay. Who can do this?
What?
You have to fill in the question mark. What number should come there? Okay, you have 30 seconds. 11:32. The moment it turns 33, we'll pause. You see my clock? Put in your response. It's not hard.
I already got the answer.
See, all of you are so intelligent. Did everyone get? Okay, most of you hit 21. That's correct, right? That's not hard. You like it?
Could I explain it?
Who wants to do that? Who said that? I think that it's everyone got it. So yeah, it was relatively easier. I'll in the group post a hard one, and then you solve it at home. Okay?
Ooh.
You like it? Was it fun? Interesting? Easy, right? Okay. Back to Brahma Samhita. You all remember the numbers which we discussed from Brahma Samhita? Who can tell quickly? We discussed some count, some numeric counts, Eka, Dasha, Shata, all that. Who remembers? Okay, let's do. What's Eka? What's 1? Eka, I said that. Okay, what's 10? What's the Sanskrit for 10? Yes, Vedi?
Dash.
Dasha, okay. 100? Yes, Mishti? Shata, yes. Shatabdi, right? Shatabdi. Shatabdi Express. Shatabdi, Shatak. Yeah? Shata is, and what's 1,000? Yes, Vedi. Or you're not, everyone is not revising or putting effort, I feel. You should know the answers. We emphasize on this a lot. Yes, please tell. Vedi?
Sahasra.
Sahasra. Yes. Sahasra koti shatavatsara sampragamyo. Right? Vayo ratha pamunis. So we'll read that. What's next? 100,000 or thousands. What's that? Yes, Sampada?
Laksha.
Laksha, lakh in India. The Indian system is lakh. 100,000 is equivalent to how many lakhs? 1 lakh. What's 1 million equivalent to? How many lakhs? If 100,000 is 1 lakh, then 1 million is how many lakhs? 10 lakhs, right? Not that hard. Okay, good. What's 1 million in Sanskrit? What's the word we learned last time? Yes, Mishti?
Is it Krosha?
Huh?
Krosha.
I didn't hear. Koti. The word we used was koti. And who knows the verse where this word comes? Koti from Brahma Samhita. Some of you learned the verses. This word comes, Koti. Yes, Mishti, please tell.
I think it's the second verse is Kandar Bhakoti Kamani Vishesha Shobha.
Very nice, very nice. So it also comes, in that verse. So now what we will do, we'll focus on the first 5-6 verses. Okay. You'll sing, and everyone will get an who will want to recite. I will share on my screen. So who will want to read? You want to read? Okay. I'll give you a number. So we'll do it twice. So at least 12 devotees can read. Okay. So I'll give you a number from 1 to 12. If your number is 1, then you're reading the first verse. If your number is 7, you're reading we'll do the 6 verses and then back from 7 to 12. Okay. So we'll go 1 to 6, then again 1 to 6. Okay. So numbers, raise your hand. I'll assign you quick numbers. Okay. So Lakshay is 1, Navya 2, Mishti 3, Ethereal 4, Vedayi 5, Avni 6, Rama 7, Sampada 8. Who else wants to recite? Who didn't get a number? Anyone else wants to recite? We have numbers till 8. It'll be seen, it'll be visible to you. You don't have to speak from memory. Lakshya, you got the number? Vinita? Okay, 9. Who didn't get it? It's a little confusing. You have to remember your numbers, okay? Who didn't get a number? Raise your hand. And you want to recite, you didn't get a number. Okay, Jashit, you are 10. Okay. Anyone else left out? Okay. Nishita, I'll go 11 and I'll do the 12. If anyone is left, you can take the 12. Okay, so we'll do the first 6 verses. So first number 1, and then we'll go back again. From 7 will be number 1, and 12 will be number 6. Is that okay? Let's start. And you have to remember your turn, when to unmute, when to mute. Okay? All good? Let's begin.
Shall we go, Priti?
Yes.
Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha.
Okay, wait. Try to go in that meter which I said. Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakaranaka. This is the meter, okay? Let's try this again.
Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam.
Chintamani prakara samnastukalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabhir abhipalayantam Lakshmi sahasrasutta sambrahma sevamana Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Vanantamadvikyadanaya daksham Balhavatam samapitotpavasuttharangam Gandharvakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Alo Chandra Kalasa Vanavataya Vamsi
Nangadam
Radna Radam Pranayakil Kalahina Sam Shyamam Vibhangana Lavitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti Pasyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Advaitamachyutam Anadimanantarupam Atyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabhamatma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Next, number 7. We have to go again from the first verse.
Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadradha Govinda Sarva Karana Karana
Chintamani Prakarasatmasu Kalpavriksha Laksha Vritesha Surabhirabhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasha Satasam Pramasevyamanam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Enum Kavantam Arvindadalayakshakashan Bharvantam Samasista Sundarangam Kandar Pakoti Kamaniya Shesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Next, who's next? Number 11, or what was the number? 7, 8, 9, 10, I think.
I think it's 9, Prabhuji.
No, it's 10.
Alola Chandraka Vanamaga Vamshi Ratnanagadam Pranaya Kelikalu Vilasam Shaimam Tribanga Lalitam Neta Prakasham Govinda Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Ankani yasya sakalendriya vrittamanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sad ujjvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Anyone left out? Wants to read, please? Advaitamadchutam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha. Ishan, complete this.
No, wait, which one? Oh, that one. Okay, sorry. Advaitam Achyutam Anadimanantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabhamatma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Very good. When we recite, we feel more comfortable, right? And we recite multiple times. So we have covered 3 verses last time. This is a prayer, right? A prayer is like a vehicle of our emotion. It's a vehicle of our heart. It carries our emotion. So when we chant prayer, we should chant with what mood? Can anyone share? With what mood we should recite a prayer? We'll make some notes together. You will tell, I'll write. Tell me. Anyone wants to share something? In what mood we should recite a prayer? Yes, Avni, Vedai, Karina, Samhita.
It should be in a humble and submissive mood.
Humble, submissive. Very nice. Next.
And mood to like serve.
Service. right? Very nice. Service mood, humility is the key ingredient. Yes, next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. A calm, relaxed, mindful mood.
Relaxed, calm, okay. Nice. Prayerful. The word prayerful is also coming from the word prayer, that the prayer should be recited with meekness, with humility. Krishna, you are great. I am fallen. Right? Yes, Navya?
Sincere.
Sincere. Very nice. No doubt you're very sincere. Good. Sincere means what? We really mean it. It's not just we are just speaking because someone told to memorize it, or someone just, someone else is chanting, so I'll also repeat it. Sincerity means we mean it, right? Honest, right? Sincere and honest, right? When we speak something and we really mean it with me, we are honestly speaking it, right? Yes, Sampada, Athar?
With love.
Wow, that's beautiful. With love and devotion. Love and devotion. Krishna accepts anything offered with love and devotion. Which verse? Which verse, and what's that verse? Who knows? Raise your hand. Krishna accepts everything and anything offered with love and devotion. Who will tell? Okay, Akshay.
It's Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktya Uparatam Ashnami Vayatatmanaha.
So we'll give the number. All of you are like lawyers in the court. You have to quote. Yes, Viyantu?
9.28.
Close. Who knows? Vedi?
9.26.
9.26. Who knows the translation? Very good, Vedi. Navya?
The translation is, if someone offers Krishna with love and devotion a flower, fruit, leaf, or water, he will accept it.
And can we say that is true for a prayer also? Yes, absolutely. So we should offer a prayer also with love and devotion, not just ritualistically, right? That means when we are singing Tulsi prayer, when singing Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, we're singing Narsingha prayers, or any verse, or Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the epitome or the crest jewel of all prayers. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is nothing but the prayer. That means that also all this mood we should have while japa also, correct? Yes? Because japa is nothing but the prayer. Who knows a verse which says from Chaitanya Shishtastakam that one should chant in a humble state of mind? Anyone knows that? Sampada knows that. Please tell.
Trinadapi Sunichena Tararapi Sahishnana. I just know this much.
Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. That person who is chanting in a humble state of mind, offering all respects to others. And then it's another way we can put is respectful, right? If we are offering prayer, we should understand our position and Krishna's position, right? It should be, or prayer to anyone. Let's say even if you are calling your mother or father something, if you need something from them, if we call with that mood, they will take it seriously. If we demand, right? What are the opposites here? Okay, before we go to the other, anyone wants to add to this list? Okay. So what are the moods we should not do? Demanding, proud, feeling that yes, we deserve it. Krishna, you have to fulfill my prayer. Krishna, you have to give me this because I deserve it. Feeling entitled, feeling I am great. Oh, I am very wealthy, so give me this. I deserve this, right? Feeling, so the right word would be that undeserving. feeling ourselves unqualified. I'm not even qualified, Krishna, right? So humble and meek. In this mood, if we chant any prayer, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or any verse, guess what? It will really reach Krishna. Correct? Absolutely, it will reach Krishna. So this should be our mood. Now, we have covered the 3 verses from Brahma Samhita, right? The first verse talks about what? Just give me a few words. The first verse, which is text number 1, talks about, you know, it's important to kind of understand that what is a verse talking about. So we'll draw some. So we'll try to get some key essence here. This is like the serial number. And this is the actual verse. And what's the first verse? So what are we referring to here? Which verse are we referring to? Who can tell? The actual number is 1 and this, who can tell? Yes, Samhita, please tell. Which verse are we referring to?
Ishvara Parama Krishna.
Ishvara Parama Krishna verse. So just to put a hint, Ishvara Parama. That verse. So what is the main theme there? If you have to summarize this verse or give a title to this, what title you'll get? What's the key message this verse is trying to convey here? Who can tell? Navya? Yeah, you have to raise your electronic hands. I don't have 2 screens, so I only see first 5 of you. Those who have electronic hands up. Generally, I have 2 screens, so I can see all. But yes, Vedi or Mishti? Mishti, you tell.
In this verse, he's saying it's basically Krishna is the supreme lord over everything.
So before we start a prayer, it's basically, whom are we offering prayer? Like before we start the car, or your parents start the car, there is a destination in mind. So before we offer a prayer, we have a person in mind. Whom are we offering? Is this prayer to some cricket star or some demigod or some, our manager? Whom are we praying to? Or our teacher, class teacher, math teacher? The Brahmaji begins with, we're offering to Supreme. So this acronym you remember, right? I use all the time. So whom are we offering to? Ishvara Parama Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is God? Who is God? And who is this prayer being offered to? And that is to Krishna. That is very clearly laid out. So this theme will help. Okay, the next verse is 29, right? What is the starting? Who knows? Navya? How does it begin? Chintamani, you said?
Yes, Chintamani.
Chintamani Prakara. Okay, what's the theme here? What's this verse primarily talking about? We discussed that, you remember? Who can tell? Vedi?
I think this one, he is surrounded by millions of desire trees and he's always tending to the cows. Something like that.
Nice, yes. And we discussed that it talks about his abode, Krishna's spiritual abode, and what he or Krishna does there. Correct? So 3 things it talks about. If you go back to this, it talks about the spiritual abode. How is it made up of? Right? Chintamani jewels, we discussed that. It talks about the thousands and thousands of lakhs of Surabhi cows Krishna is taking care. And it also talks about the thousands of Lakshmis who are waiting to serve him. Okay, so primarily it's talking about the spiritual world and what the Supreme Lord does there. Okay, next verse, text number 30. And the actual word. What does it, how does it begin with? Yes, who knows? Some of you memorize the 3 verses. Yes, Sampada, please tell.
Venam Kvanantamaravindalayataksam.
Very nice. Okay, what does this verse talk about? What's happening in this verse? Krishna is playing a flute, right? His eyes are like lotus, fully like a newly blossomed lotus. And what is Baraha? We discussed that. Peacock feather. Sundar Anga, beautiful body. What? And then the third line talks about he even enchants with his special shobha or special. Vishesh means special beauty. He enchants even the Cupid. So basically, what is this verse talking about? If you have to summarize these 3 lines in a few words, what title you'll give? This, see, this, even if you don't know the verse, if I explained you the key messages in the lines, you have to put that in 1 or 2 words. What will you put? Navya?
It talks about Krishna's beauty.
Very nice. Krishna's beauty, right? His eyes, his face, his body, his flute, correct? Very nice. So now, we've already covered this, all these 3 things, correct? So please memorize these 3 verses, must, right? These 3 verses, very, very important. And why I'm sharing this, tomorrow someone asks, hey, can you tell me a verse about spiritual world? How many of you know verse about spiritual world? Then you know, right? Which verse are we? Can you tell me a verse about which talks about Krishna's beauty? Right? And there is a verse. Can you tell me a verse where Krishna plays a flute? Right? Can you tell me, oh, thousands of Lakshmis are waiting to serve him? Right? So these things should try to click us. Oh, which verse are we referring to? Can you tell me, oh, some people say this demigod is, Brahma is Supreme Lord. How will you refute that? Some people, if you meet someone and say, oh no, Brahma is Supreme God, what response you'll give to him or her? Anyone? Yes, Navya.
I would say Ishvara Brahma Krishna Shloka and say that even Brahmaji's.
Yes, Lord Brahma himself is saying, he's not saying Ahama Parama, right? Ishvara Parama Aham. If he would have said that, then Aham means I. Ishvara Parama Aham. I am that supreme Ishvara. He's not saying Ishvara Parama Krishna. You see how we are learning or understanding this from a bigger perspective. Of course, it's a prayer. Just reciting this is so purifying, but we also are learning a lot of other philosophical points also. Okay, so now without further delay, we will move on to the 4th verse. Of course, we will not cover all 30 verses. So we have covered 29, we have covered 30, which talks about Krishna's beauty. We'll cover 31 and 32 if time willing. So 4 and 5. Okay. And of course, you'll have to memorize those step by step. But please keep making your effort. If you're not making effort, the backlog will pile up. And backlog is hard to clear in any field, whether you're in office or school. You agree? It's hard to clear backlog. So don't let the backlog linger and it will become a torture later. Let's repeat this. Maybe 2-3 devotees can repeat this verse? Alola Chandra Kalasadvana Malya Vamsi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribhanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Kivedi, read Sanskrit, and Sampada can read, and Navya can read the translation.
Hare Krishna. Alola Chandra Kala Sadvana Malya Vamshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribhanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Hare Krishna. Alola Chandra Kala Sadvanamalya Vamsi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribhanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Translation: I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified by the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always reveals in pastimes of love, whose graceful, threefold bending form of Shamsundar is eternally manifest.
Very nice, thank you. So, in this verse, let's try to understand some word to word. Chandra, all of you know this word? Chandra, right? Most of you know, right? Chandrama. So Krishna has a moon locket in his neck. One mala. Krishna is called Vanamali. So one means forest. Mala means, you all know, garland. So he doesn't wear garland of pearls and jewels. In Vrindavan, Krishna wears Vanamala. He's called Vanamali. Vamshi, you all know that. Vamshi also, flute. Venu, we learned one more word for flute. Krishna has different types of flute. Venu, Vamshi, Murali, right? You remember we discussed that previously? So Vamshi. So Krishna also has a beautiful flute. So see, not very hard. So what's the understanding here? The round neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with moon locket. So flowers beautified with moon locket. So Chandraka, Lasat. Lasat kundalam gokule bhrajamana. Remember that word? In the Damodarashtakam, which is coming soon. Lasat means beautiful. So beautiful moon locket in the flower garland. And of course, he has Vamshi. Ratnangadam pranaya keli kalasa. So he is doing his pastimes. His pastimes of love and devotion. In Vrindavan, exchanging different rasas, like Govardhan Leela, right? Rasa Leela, playing with his friends, different Leela he does. Shama, what does Shama means? Dark complexion. Krishna's complexion is like a Ghanashama. Ghanashama means dark monsoon cloud. So Krishna's complexion is like bluish black. Three means what? Count. It's a count. Eka, du, three. 1, 2, 3. Triangle. See? Sanskrit. Triangle. It comes from here. Triplet. So many words. Any other word you know with tri or three? Who knows a verse or a word or something connected to three? Verse, word, English, Sanskrit? Who can tell? Yes. Beyonto.
I can say a word.
Hmm?
A tricycle.
Tricycle. Okay. Nice. So try is 3. Yes, Mishti? Rama?
I think that's Bhishma prayers. It's like Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamalavanam Ravikara Gauravarambaram Dadane.
Excellent. 3 bhuvana. So lower, middle, and upper planets. 3 bhuvana. Ethereal? Mishti?
Another word is like you know, it's like the Triveni Sangam, so 3 rivers.
Triveni Sangam. Very nice. Has anyone taken bath there in the Triveni Sangam? So you're all getting raised in US. You're missing a lot of things in India. You should tell your parents, grandparents, express that desire to take you to India, explore all these holy places. Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati meet at Triveni Sangam in Allahabad. So plan it. I'm not saying you have to go tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe summer vacation, winter vacation. Plan it. I think Mishti and Ethereal are already in India. So explore them. I know it's hot in India right now, the peak time, peak hot season. But see whatever best you can explore. Try to go to things which you don't get to see easily in US. Spend time with cows, go to the rural environment, go to the villages, see how people are still so happy and grateful in those environments. They have a very simple way of living, right? Right? Try to get newer experiences like, being with nature, being with cows, try to milk them, try to spend time with them, go to rivers, take bath in the holy rivers, right? Right. These things are not going to go see, visit different temples, meet different new people, devotees. So try to ask questions, be inquisitive, learn from them. These things are hard. Those experiences are hard to get, right? Money cannot buy those experiences. So try to explore all these as much as possible. These are natural ways of learning. Anyway, so 3, we covered that. So 3 means 3. Bhanga. Bhanga means bent. Right? Lalitam Niyata Prakasham. So Krishna's body is bent at 3 places. Have you seen the deity? Krishna is Teda. He never stands straight. Like bent neck, waist, and then the legs. Right? So he's always like bent, he doesn't like stand like straight. Radharani is straight. Ramji is standing straight, right? But Krishna is Teda. His stick, have you seen? His rod, he uses the armrest, that's also Teda. Sometimes you may see in the deities. So another beautiful devotee was sharing that, when something is bent and it enters our heart, it cannot come out easily. Right? If something is like, for example, if there is a jar, like I have this cup here, right? If I put a finger straight and it'll come out, right? Easily. Let's say the lid is open, consider the lid. But if the finger is bent, it won't easily come out, right? Does that make sense? So, Shamam Tribhanga Lalita. So, I will offer my respects, my worshipable, my respects, my prayers to Lord Govinda, Govinda Madi Purusham, that meaning, So what is this verse talking about? What's the theme in this verse? Let's write it down together. Hare Krishna. So how does the verse begin? Alola Chandraka, right? What is this verse talking about? This is also talking about Krishna's beauty or features, right? How he has a locket in his neck, how he has a beautiful three-bended form, right? So it's talking about also, you can say Krishna's beauty. Okay, we will give two verses, and Leelas. Right? We also discuss about Pranaya ke Ratnangadam Pranaya ke Likala Vilasam. Correct? Are we okay so far? On the same page? Shall we move to the text number 5, which is one of the beautiful verses. So see, text number 4, 5, 6. Sometimes, when you learn a lot of verses, it's sometimes hard. Oh, which verse comes after the other, or which one verse comes before, right? How many of you get confused with that? Oh, after Venu, is it the Alola verse or the Angani verse, right? We get confused sometimes, right? After Chintamani, is it the Alola verse or is it the Venu verse, right? So everyone does. I mean, it's okay. So after text 3, right? We covered text 3, which is Venu. There are 3 verses, all the 3 verses. I'll remove the purport for now. And I'll remove the synonyms for now. These verse number 4, 31, 30, verse 5, 32, verse 6, 36, sorry, 33, verse 6, 4, 5, 6, they all begin with A. Okay? Important point, if you like to remember that way. They all begin with the word A. Let's do 32 now. Okay. Who would like to read this verse? Raise your electronic hand and you'll repeat after me. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Those who didn't get a chance, I would like them to please raise your hand. 1 or 2 devotees will read this, one will read the translation. Anyone? Avani? Who else? Okay, Jashit. And then Vinita can read the translation. Please start.
Angani yasya sakalandriya vittamani manti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Hare Krishna. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Vinita, you want to read the translation, please?
Hare Krishna. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged function of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universe, both spiritual and mundane. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. So, Angani. Anga means what? Who knows? Anga. Anga means different parts of the body, right? Limbs, in this case. Yasya sakal indriya. Indriya you all know, right? What does indriya mean? Senses. So, Krishna, okay, Very simple questions. How do we see? Through our eyes. How do we hear? Through the ears. How about smelling? Through the nose. Now, can we smell through our eyes? Or eat through our ears? or see through our mouth? Vice versa? Can we interchangeably use these? No. Can God do that? That's this verse. Proof? This verse is the proof. Angani yasya sakalindriya vrittimanti. Pashyanti. Pashya means what? So you have to improve on your Sanskrit also. You have to remember your vocabulary you are building. Yes, Mishti. And you have to practice the words you are learning new. Pashya. And who can quote a verse where the word Pashya comes? Yes, Mishti, please tell.
I forget the beginning of the verse, but I think it's verse 11.8 says, Krishna says, Pashyame Yogameshwara.
Very nice. What's the meaning of word Pashya?
See.
See. Very nice. To see. Pashyam apina pashyati, Prahlad Maharaj says. They see, but they do not see. Right? How many of us have feel, or they hear, we don't hear, right? Basically, lack of attention. Where we see things happening around, but we still ignore it. So the word Pashya, I mean, not going into too much detail, the word Pashya means to see. So Lord Krishna is a transcendental form. Satchidananda Vigraha. See, and again, it's coming in this verse. The word Ananda Chinmaya Sat Ujjvala. So see the word Ananda or Satchidananda. It's coming this way. Ananda Chinmaya Sad. So Sat Chit Ananda. You see? Ujjvala means what? Effulgent, bright, full of dazzling splendor. Very, very bright. Very, very splendorous form he has. Not dull. So, Ananda, Chinmaya, Sad. So, Satchidananda in the reverse order, but the same. Vigrahasya. What does that mean? Vigraha means again form. And this line you know. So, who knows another verse which talks about Satchidananda form of Lord? Anyone knows a verse which talks about the Satchidananda form of the Lord? Hint, it's in Brahma Samhita, and many of you have already memorized it. Avni.
The first verse on the Ishvara Paramakashna
Yes.
Satchit Ananda Vigraha.
You see, it's linking there. Exact same line. Satchidananda Vigraha. Here, Ananda Chinmaya Sad Ujjvala Vigrahasya. Almost same. Can we say it's almost the same? There's a word Ujjvala has been added, which is brilliantly effulgent or splendorous. So is it over there? It's Satchidananda Vigraha. Here it's Ananda Chinmaya Sat Ujjvala Vigrahasya. You agree? It's more or less same. Okay. So Krishna's senses can be used interchangeably, and he has a form. So if someone says, "Oh, God is impersonal. God doesn't have a form," you know which verse to go, right? Brahma Samhita answers all the questions, gives us clarity of all the aspects about, who is God, who are demigods, how can we understand him. So how does it begin with? Angani yasya. This table will help you, okay, to do like a quick summary. Okay, if you have to give a title to this verse in a few words, what is this verse talking about? Anyone wants to try? Raise your electronic hand. I can't see the physical hand because I have only one screen. Yes, Navya?
It talks about Krishna's form and splendor.
Yes, it talks about transcendental form. This is not ordinary form like us. Our form is ordinary. It will perish in some time. No matter how beautiful, how young we may be, after some time we'll get old, we'll get wrinkles. Correct? Our sight is limited. We have to wear glasses. Plus, our senses are also ordinary. Like as we discussed, I can't see with my teeth, right? I can't. Like when we offer bhoga, so some people may argue this also. Hey, you say Krishna eats, right? But the food is as is. Has he really eaten? When I eat the food through the mouth, it's finished. But how can you say God has taken? How will you prove it using this verse? Can we prove it using this verse? Right? So you can mention that, yes, Krishna can eat through his eyes also. Just by his glance, he can eat. Anganiyasya sakalendriya vritti manti. Okay? Very helpful verse. Very important. He can eat through his eyes. So you can quote this verse, which talks about transcendental form and senses. His form is transcendental or divine or super, splendorous. It's not ordinary. Satchidanand, Ananda Chinmaya, and his senses are also divine, can be used interchangeably. And as mentioned, the verse 6, that will be, you will do that, and all these start with A, so Advaitam, Achyutam. So you will read it, you will understand it, we'll talk about it, you'll come up with a theme for that, okay? You try to memorize verses in this sequence. If you are at 1, if you're at 0, please do in this sequence. If you're not doing, we will move and I don't want anyone to be left out. The more verses you learn, the better it will be. So we have a goal and we are proceeding towards the goal. I want all of you to keep pace. Questions? Comments? Thoughts? Anyone? Was it okay or too much? Okay? Okay. I know some of you are still traveling, vacation, and doing a lot of things, but try. Next Sunday also, I'll not be able to join, but we will communicate. We'll do something. Okay? No questions? So shall we wrap up for today? Everyone clear of how we are flowing and what the goal is? You have to memorize. Keep posting. If you're memorizing 3 verses, if you're memorizing the 4th one, keep posting. Have your goal. You know how to develop goal. You know how to develop your timeline and stuff. Navya is asking, what are the topics for the poster? Topics for the poster. I was thinking of that also. If you want to do a poster, this is an optional thing. The poster is, and this will help you, all of you, in your monthly Sankirtan festival. The glories of Bhagavatam. Right? You can use that as your poster or your presentation to the devotees in your area, and this will help so you and the devotees to share the glories of Bhagavatam. So if you're interested to make a poster, and if you need help, I'm there. If your parents are there, your friends, other devotees are there, make a poster. Try to, and with he can take some notes and put. So think about and make sections. Importance of Bhagavatams for students, because everyone wants to see what is in it for me. So you can have a section. What is in it for students or kids? How does it help to learn different aspects like stories, values, culture, education? Even we learn about the universal model, Canto 5. Or you can also develop some thematic study, like what are the major stories in this, like Dhruva's story, Prahlad's story, Damodar Leela, Krishna's pastimes, philosophy. So for develop first a layout, right? What you want to present, then get the materials, that's totally up to you. You can want to use sketch pens or paper or, pictures, creativity, any form of creativity you want to use. The goal is that you can take that poster to MSF and people can quickly, those who have no clue what is Bhagavatam. So always keep your audience in mind. In presentation, it's very, very important to keep audience in mind, right? So your audience is mixed people who have no clue what is Bhagavatam. Often in the monthly Sankirtan or book distribution, we get this question, what is Bhagavatam? Oh, I already have Bhagavatam. But they're referring to Bhagavad Gita. Very few people have any clue about Bhagavatam. So most new people have no clue. So you can also mention, how many 18,000 verses, Vyasadeva, mention a little bit about that. Mention about the 12 cantos, right? Mention about the different languages it's available in. So new people put some pictures, or how can you get Bhagavatam? Like you can do monthly, like Bhagavatam installation, right? Tell some glories of Bhagavatam. One who gets Bhagavatam, what happens to them? What happens is by keeping Bhagavatam. So integrate all this and come up with some unique ways. Are you following? Is it doable or too complex? Of course, if it's too easy, then I would not give to so brilliant people like you, right? All of you are very brilliant. So, and I'm very confident that you can do it. You can also team up with one or two people if you're siblings, or if you want to do with your, like some of you live in the similar areas. So you can also team up. So some research is required, some, talk to devotees, get more information, develop your thought. Like when you write an article, when you write a presentation, you just don't put anything on the first page or anything on the last page. You develop a storyline, right? What you want to put first, what you want to put in the middle, what later, right? Think of all those ideas. And if you need help, I'm there. Other devotees are there to help, okay? Is this topic clear? Interesting? And see, this will be very useful too. Because I was thinking even from Tampa I need. So the best poster, if I will keep it and we'll use it for Tampa Sankirtan Festival. I'm serious. I really need, so you're helping Prabhupada's movement. You're helping Prabhupada's movement in book distribution. So I really need, and I'm sure, Jackson devotees need, I'm sure Fort Lauderdale devotees need, I'm sure Boston would need that. Every city needs that. And if you develop more, I have friends in other cities, we can send your posters to them and they will use it for Sankirtan. So your poster is going to be instrumental in sharing more Prabhupada's books, more Bhagavatam sets. Okay? And also put some references also of Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, some verses, right? We can't put 18,000 verses, but we can take maybe some 7-8 verses at least. 12:30, I think it's time to pause. Anchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namo. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank